It was a historic day in the crypto markets, guys. The Ethereum ETFs were officially approved. We're going to take a look at the markets. We're going to take a look at the stonks, that ETH BTC chart that we've been looking at for so long. Looks like it's finally showing strength. So go ahead and pour in, and we'll do a full market analysis. And we're going to get it, man. Man, what a day, man. Historic day for the crypto markets. Happy to be here with you guys. Go ahead and pour in, and I'll do my post, and we'll get into this.
Smoke, smoke, smoke.
You're listening to Positive Squad Records.
You want one about the posse?
Thought you'd be working on your script.
Don't worry about what the fuck he be doing. It's DJ Smokey.
Posse.
it going, everybody?
Strange.
It's your boy, it's the FloppingGroper. Who we got in the chat? Some of the usuals. We got our usual peeps. Good to see you guys in. Hope you're having a good night. We got that spaceman swag, bro. I love the planet Venus. Venus is the planet of love and money. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we are partying on planet Venus. Crypto markets doing okay. You know, a lot of the hype around the ETF approval, there was already a massive move in Ethereum, but some good things happened in the ETH BTC chart that caused me to think that the party has only gotten started on a macro scale. So we're gonna go into that stuff, but we got a couple winners today. Looks like Ondo, you guys are always making me look at Ondo. Ondo did really good. Let's see, turn that down a bit. How's my audio? How's the audio? Testing. Hope everything is good. So yeah, ETF was approved, capping what appears to be reversal of fortune spot Ethereum ETF. All of them, or a lot of them, approved by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday. Move that comes after shifting political sentiments appear to influence the agency's view. Damn, it's almost like political parties desperate to get your vote almost pretty much just jam this shit through, even though maybe they shouldn't have. So either way, due to the flopping and groping of our politicians, we get an Ethereum ETF. A strange twist of events, man, because the odds were very low, right? But then something cracked in the woodwork, right? Something cracked, and all the politicians changed their tune, and they probably all bought in. You saw that big wick, and they're like, all right, we're gonna approve it, and they did their whole big move before everyone else. And so, you know, it's a little bit corrupt, you know what I'm saying? But we look at the charts, especially the ETH BTC chart, and you guys have been listening to me, like, in regards to these anchors, right? You guys see how we're smashing over the last few quarters of VWAPs on ETH BTC? So the ETH BTC chart is looking very strong now, you know, with multiple, I mean, look at this shit. So we've got multiple quarters of anchors underneath us now. And we also have some lifetime VWAP option, like a VWAP at this high is support for us now. A VWAP at this low is support for us now. You look at the weekly, you're seeing a standard bullish divergence on the weekly chart. And just overall, like a massive wick that sends us over the last few quarters of anchors. So this to me is only getting started. You've got a lot of upside here, and so that to me is a signal that not only is VWAP life, as Cipher says in the chat, but also that it is time to believe in ETH, not just alone, but in relation to BTC. So I made a move today. I transferred 0.2 Bitcoin into Ethereum. So I was like 50% Bitcoin. Now I'm about like 41% Bitcoin on that portfolio. So I'm now like 40% Bitcoin and about 15% ETH. I might get some more too, depending on what it looks like, but I'm doing it in little pieces, you know, over time. I don't want to do everything like in one big move, you know what I'm saying? So, but just saying, I put my money where my mouth is, and I swapped some Bitcoin to ETH today because I really like how this chart is looking, bro. A bull div on your weekly chart there, coming up over the anchors, looking real nice. So as for Bitcoin, I told you guys we were dumping out of that previous week's anchor. You guys were giving me pushback in the chat, you know. And things were looking a little iffy, you know, maybe we could have came over that intraday. Looks like over the night, last night, we dumped down, and where do we dump down to? We dumped down to the previous week's VWAP. So that was a level that I was, like, your boy was scoping out, you know what I'm saying? Previous week's VWAP started over here. We ran a little too hard from it. Now that it's done, now that this correction is over, it looks like a healthy correction, right? It looks like something totally normal. We pumped up a lot, and then we come down and sweep those lows again. And it seems like a level where you'd want to look for a long, right? Because we get a tap on the all-time high anchor, the VWAP placed at Bitcoin's all-time high. So we're seeing some candle strength off of that, right off of that anchor. So the bodies on this 65-minute time frame are snagged on the previous week, but we got a wick down to that all-time high anchor. So your boys got the levels. I got the levels that you want to be watching. So yeah, and I'm not I'm not high on my own farts over here, maybe a little bit, but I'm just saying the anchored VWAPs have been really nice lately. It's good to have you guys in the chat. Give me some frog emojis in the chat, man. Speaking of frogs, Pepe is murdering it today, man. Pepe is the election season troll meme. Like, he is the flagship meme of election seasons. And it's also one of the biggest meme communities of all time. And so it makes sense that Pepe absolutely crushes it, coming up to another high here. Looking a little bit divergent on the 65-minute. Man, this has got me thinking about looking for Pepes on other chains too, because if this Pepe is like multi-billion-dollar market cap, and Pepe is as big as I think it is, there's probably some Pepes on some other chains that I need to get better at looking at. And so I need to do some research on like the best Pepes on other chains, because I want to own all the Pepes, bro. I don't own enough. It's not that I don't own enough of this Pepe. It's already my number 4 spot in my portfolio. But I'm thinking about looking for other Pepes too. I want more Pepes, bro. So the Ethereum chart did have looks like a wick down here. We got like some fake. People were saying the ETF was approved before it was, and then it was like and then I fell asleep in the middle of the day because that hike this morning was an absolute doozy. So I don't really know the time frame of everything happening, not gonna lie, but you got a big wick down on ETH, and then we shoot back up. ETH also came down to that previous week's anchor there, so that was like a nice level for it to kind of just puncture and then ride back up into. Let's see if this has to, I don't know, that was a nice wick. It's almost like this wants to just go up from here because we got a nice little wick down there like that. But I'm going to continue to monitor ETH. I feel like ETH alone by itself is very bullish. And the ETH BTC has only gotten started. Like, look at ETH BTC on the 4-hour. This wave is crossing up here like this. On the daily. Not a super clear anchor trigger here, but what I really love is the weekly. I really love that standard bull div on the ETH BTC weekly. And then the weekly on Ethereum looks like it was just saved. We got this green dot here, RSI's turning back up. Let's see. Sol BTC, how's Sol BTC doing? Money is coming in. Looks okay. Looks okay. I'm gonna have to look at Sol ETH. Solana looks like it's doing okay, man. On the weekly, the Sol pairs are doing okay. Looks like Sol ETH looks a little bearish divergent, guys. See this shit? So you know, ETH is looking really strong right now, guys. You're seeing on the weekly chart, Sol kind of forming this like triple top in relation to ETH, and you're getting a reduction in the blue waves. Not that this will last forever, you know, this could come down, and because you're seeing the money flow coming back in, but for the time being it's not in a good spot. So ETH is like the play for now, but Sol definitely dug its claws into this cycle, so I'm still going to continue holding Solana. But I mean, obviously you would want to hold more Ethereum than Solana at this point, right? That's where I'm at with all that. Let's take a look at Link, because I'm a pretty strong proponent of Link. Looks like on the weekly chart, Link coming back here, guys. You see a standard bull div. You know, you get a much higher low, but your weekly wave is giving you a little trigger wave, like a really perfect trigger wave there. Coming up over these anchors. coming up over the year to date. Is that the year to date that we're overcoming? Let's see here. This purple line here is our, I believe that's the year to date. Link is just about to overcome that. So Link is looking strong. But we want to see Link in relation to ETH. So, you know, this is the chart we're looking at. Obviously, Link had a rough time. Like, it didn't actually have a rough time. Link pumped on its own before the ETH ETF. And then it dumped because it didn't pump. This chart dumped because Link did not pump off the ETF. It pumped before, right? So overall, it was kind of a wash. But it was definitely a mind fuck. Like, it made you want to swap into Link from ETH, you know, like once it did this. But then ETH pumped, and then this pair got shit on. So personally, I got caught in that. You know, I swapped to Link here, and then had to swap back into ETH down here. So like I got kind of screwed on that. But it's all good, man. Like, you got to look at the data and just adapt as things change. Looks like this pair is going to come back. So you know, I wouldn't be too fearful on the Link. I think Link's going to do okay overall. Let's see, how's the weekly? Okay, yeah, the weekly, your money flow is coming up there. It is kind of in like this overall downtrend. So I'm gonna have to keep watching this, man. Let me see if I can do some better anchor analysis here, get a better picture of what's going on. Howie Felter says, what's up, FG? If there's time, can you take a look at Doge? Yeah, man, I'll take a look at alts for you guys. Don't worry. Do not worry. Well, it looks like this ETH pairing is very, very low. You know, I do believe in Link, so these are some very low prices to be scooping it up in relation to ETH, but doesn't look the best. Like, just by going like off my rules, like you have a red DBSI, it's under the May anchor, it's under the Q2, and it's under the year to date. So yeah, Link in relation to ETH, not the best like momentum play right now. I don't know. It's like I don't see price action over an uptrending anchor here, but I don't know, maybe something could happen. This random shit's been going on with Link and ETH, bro. So I'm just gonna hold on to my Link and just brunt the storm and screw it, bro. Honestly, I'm jumping off the cliff and spreading my arms out, and I'm just letting Jesus take the wheel on this one, man. Not gonna lie, because this is like breaking all my rules. But what I can tell you is that the Link chart on the weekly looks pretty strong. You get a little trigger wave there. OG Blockchain says, ETH wrecked me today. Man, that sucks, bro. ETH, yeah, this is... Honestly, man, I got wrecked too in a sense because, like I said, Link pumps, right? And ETH did nothing. So I was like, what the fuck? ETH's #1 shitcoin is way outperforming, about to start outperforming. So I swapped some ETH into Link, right? But then Link did nothing, and then ETH pumped, and so I got screwed there, man. So we, you know, it does happen. Just make sure that you're not doing all these things with crazy leverage and crazy percents of your portfolio and stuff, and protect your ass, you know. But that sucks, bro. That sucks. I'm so sorry, man. Gas says, do you have a target for Link? If I had a target for Link, I would just say that we would be going to new highs, man. We would be going up here. If I put a target on, let's do those volatility bands. Let's go Q2. We'll click our Q2 anchor. How high could we go in the summer? Just in the summer, like the next month, 12%. In terms of the entire year, though, I believe that Link could pump 40%. So, let's see. Stock market. Oh, we gotta go over the stock market. So, man, on these streams, I've been talking about how we wanted to fill that gap, guys. And we did come down and we started filling that gap. So that S&P move that I've been anticipating did happen. A little bit of a correction on the S&P down to that little gap there. That being said, we're now settling on our May anchor. So, and look, we're getting some candle strength here on the 2 hour, 1 hour. You guys see what's going on. You guys see what's going on. You slap an anchor on let's see, let me delete these ones here and let me just get a fresh May anchor going. Okay. Got you. So that's our May anchor. And then what about the previous week? This is the shit I want to see here. Okay. It looks like the S&P has settled on the previous week's anchor. So just like Bitcoin, we come down to that level. We're settling out, and I am seeing some pretty textbook like hidden bull div action going on here, where the waves are coming down, approaching that oversold level, but we are at a much higher low. So I believe that the S&P could hold off of this kind of weekly move, and we're not actually going to come down. I don't think the S&P is going to come down to this. We'll make it yellow, the yellow May anchor. I don't think we come down here until June. So I'll put a little vertical line here on that June area. We'll just put it right there. And I believe that the S&P is actually going to continue to go sideways up from here, but then eventually like start of June, we will correct down to that May anchor. We'll have a little bit of a reckoning there. But this could be setting up for a pretty like volatile move to the upside if this hidden bull div does play out. And I would expect it, like the rest of May, to be very bullish, right? And then at the start of June, we have a little bit of a correction across all the markets. Like I can see that happening with Bitcoin too. Like you have June's coming up like over here, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that we could get a little bit of sideways and then a spike up, a very like convincing spike up, like a spike up that baits in like retail and like gets kind of crazy, like that like makes Twitter go nuts again. But then we get that dump down to the May anchor and we scare everybody at the start of June. And then that would lead to, man, June basically sets the stage for the next 2 quarters, man. It's the end of Q2, right? A lot of you guys talking about that ETH dump, man. So let's take a look at this ETH dump that happened. What were the signs? Obviously, like ETH has been highly like manipulated in terms of like the way the news was distributed, the odds of the ETF going from 25 to 75, and then it's approved. Just a lot of shenanigans, man. And so trading news is highly risky. Honestly, you guys got to be careful trading news. You can't be like on leverage trying to change your life with your like betting the farm on some random news shit playing out, because news shit like wicks down, wicks up, and then goes in the way you don't expect. Like, and in fact, first of all, before we go into ETH, I mean, look what happened after the Bitcoin ETF. After the Bitcoin ETF, we had a sizable correction down to like the previous quarter's anchor. So if you slap an anchor on October 1st of 23, Q4 of 2023, you get your ETFs up here. And yes, it was bullish for a time, right? It was bullish for a time, but then we slam under the year to date, and we dumped all the way down to the previous quarter's anchor, guys. So just don't be like sticking your neck out on some news shit. Like obviously, like anything could happen when you say you're going to do something. That's only the start, right? And so regardless, like I believe things are macro on Ethereum, but you guys got to be ready for those kinds of sell the news type events or news volatility. You know, one thing someone says in a Fed meeting or on the news or some fake news can cause these big spikes. And so make sure if you're on leverage that your ass is covered, bro. And honestly, the signs were here, right? The signs were here. You know, we're running from the previous week's anchor a little too hard. We needed a correction. You guys see a bear div here on the 1 hour where the price went up and the oscillators went down. Your money flow is coming out. Your 4 hour waves were dying down. So, you know, even though the volatility was something that would catch anyone off guard, the signs were there for a correction down to that previous week's anchor, which I've been talking about on these streams. Like, I've been talking about them in relation to Bitcoin, how I believe Bitcoin needs to come down to that previous week's anchor. But obviously Ethereum and the stock markets and everything, like I was, you know, that's a total market read there. So make sure you guys are trading safe, man. James Roy says, "Hey, brother, what's up, brother?" Got people talking about Nvidia. Got people talking about XRP. Turbo Daddy says, "What's good, FG? Give him some inspiration. Show that people USDT." Oh man, well look at the people, bro. Before we get into anything, all right, let's look at people coin for Turbo Daddy. The hottest coin in the biz, man. Oh yeah, it's still pumping, man. Looking a little bearish divergent on the 4 hour, not gonna lie, man. But that weekly is still super strong. Looking good, man. People are saying XRP is moving. How is this dinosaur shit coin doing? Dude, what you guys talking about, man? What you guys talking about? What was this move? Pretty okay moves, but little bit more strength on Ripple's. Let's see, what is this? Okay, so we got two big anchors going on my Ripple chart here. We've got an anchor at the 2021 high and the 2022 low. Looks like we are finding some nice support on that 2022 low. Seeing good basis for some wave action here. We're seeing some nothing too crazy on the downside on the waves, some kind of bullish looking waves. OG Blockchain says sideways for life. You know, the thing about Ripple is when it does pump, it fucking rips. And so these little green dots, you know, something big could play out actually. Not to grope your floppers and flop your gropers or anything, but personally, I don't own any Ripple, and if it pumps and it changes the world, that's fine, because it's hurt my feelings enough times where I don't care. It's like an ex. You have like an ex. You guys have an ex who became successful, but they're such a shitty person that you still don't care. That's me with XRP, bro. Nvidia. We gotta look at the Nvidia. Let's see. Nvidia continuing to trade higher, going to all-time highs. Graphics cards, crypto mining, all sorts of shit. Nvidia's still going crazy. What do you want me to say? Man, look at Cardano getting shit on. People are trying to like turn the ETF news into like, oh, this is bullish for Cardano, and I'm like, sit down, son. You know, let's see some performance over some anchors for you Cardano people. You Aidens. The Aidens, bro. That's what I call them now. That's my new name for anyone who believes in Cardano. Except for Crypto Crow. Crypto Crow could kick my ass, bro. He's like twice my height. So Crypto Crow's like the best part of Cardano for sure. Crypto Stevie says, this is my Market Cipher ASMR. Hell yeah, man. It's the FG Radio Market Cipher DJ Smokey FG Real Talk. Hit the like button. Ew, brother. Ew. What's that, brother? Man, I open the floor to some altcoin suggestions. One suggestion per groper, okay? And man, you guys are lucky I don't start charging y'all like Tom Crown. You guys see Tom Crown on his lives, man? You got to give him $10 to do a chart thing. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to start doing when I get 1,000 people watching per stream. Start paying me, motherfuckers, $10 per chart. I got the golden TA, man. I got the anchored VWAPs. Nobody knows what's going on while simultaneously not making as much money as he should, more than FloppingGroper. So I need your $10, bro. Please check ETH dominance chart. Oh, okay, Zed Carmouth, man. We were talking about it, bro. I'm gonna get you caught up, bro. I'm gonna get you caught up. Man, ETH, I got so many good things to say about it, dude. Look at it, man. It God pumped over the anchors faster than I ever could have imagined. ETH basically, like, you know, ETH was like, it just Andrew Tate swept me off my feet, bro. It's like you're a dick, I hate you, you know. And then it did this shit, and I'm like, now I'm swooning, bro. Now I got hearts for eyes. I love Ethereum. I love Vitalik. It's over the anchors. It's turning those anchors up. We're in an uptrend now. The weekly has a standard bull div. I hate to say it, but man, I'm FOMOing in at the top, bro. I'm frothing. I just turned 0.2 Bitcoin into some ETH just tonight. Putting my money where my mouth is, man. But it's a long-term thing, man. It's a long-term. This pair is just now looking strong off of some lifetime anchor action. Slap an anchor on the high over here on ETH BTC. Slap an anchor on the low. That's where we found our bottom, right? And we get the biggest wick ever. That looks like a wick from like over here, right? So this news is going to spread across the land through coffee shops and Uber rides everywhere. Everyone's going to be talking about how this ETH ETF thing happened, how our politicians are fucking retards, desperate for a vote, so they just push this shit through when it probably even shouldn't have even gone through in the first place. But here we are, man, in a world with an ETH ETF, which batters down the gates for a lot of other shit happening. These people don't even know what this shit is, man. They're just like approving it, and it's like whatever. But not only is this bullish for ETH, but I believe this is bullish for the whole ETH ecosystem. Like Pepe, look what Pepe's been doing. The #1 political meme, the #1 meme community in the world. Pepe is like going to all new highs. The weekly got saved over the 60 line, knives to the upside. Good shit on there. Floki's also looking at other meme coins here. Floki is looks to be saved on the weekly in terms of the green dot and the yellow wave. Not over the 60 line yet, but once it does go over that 60 line, Floki's gonna go crazy. Looking at WIF, how's WIF looking? Not much data there on the weekly. Seeing little bit of trouble. We're banging our heads a bit on the all-time high anchor here. Looks like that's actually, so that's a Q2 anchor that's also serving as an all-time high. Interestingly enough, WIF underperforming like mad right now. We want that to come over $3, and then WIF starts looking a lot better. Bonk, on the other hand, is in that kind of same pumpy kind of position as Pepe. Over the anchors turning up on it, weekly nice and saved. So WIF, a little bit underperforming for the time being. Might be coming back around, but for the time being, just a little bit weak on the Q2. Yeah. Crypto Independent says, am I in a trade? No leverage trades, bro. Just a bunch of swaps and Just my crypto portfolio. Bags packed, man. The bags are packed. Trying to make swaps and keep the people updated on what I've been doing. But no leverage moves, but your boy's locked and loaded. Got my Paloo ID. Got a whole Bitcoin off on the side, ready to deploy. So I got capital to deploy. If I do want to do a leverage move, I could do it right now. That's important to get to that position where you got your finger on, you got your finger on the trigger, right? You got to have that ability to act. So when good opportunities come, you can take them. It takes a long time to get that Paloo ID, by the way. It takes about a month. So if you guys are thinking about leverage trading, you want that ability to do it safely. Get that digital residency. And I'm not going to shill any links or anything like that. It's all on your own. I don't want you to go to Paloo and corrupt the small island nation and endanger its rare jellyfish pools and annoy the people with your pale pasty skin and your Hawaiian shirts. I don't want you to ruin the small island nation of Paloo. But the ID, that's very nice of them to do that digital residency. Nice. A couple of you guys saying got the IDs coming in the mail. Good for you guys. Yeah, and I'm on Bybit, so I applied to Mexi and Bybit. Mexi wasn't taking my shit, bro. Mexi said nah. Mexi was on my ass, bro. But Bybit let me play ball. So all right, let's go into. I'm not sure about LevX, WinRoss, but all those exchanges are okay for now. Even the non-KYC ones for now, you know. But you have to understand that as retail gets into this, not only is the Paloo ID thing going to get congested, and so it's going to be real bad, bro. It's going to be they may have to put time limits and like lines on that Paloo ID, and also the non-KYC exchanges are going to get cracked down. Like the US is going to really come after them if a lot of retail traders are getting retailed on those exchanges. Gold having a bit of a correction here. Let's see, this is down to the May anchor. Interestingly enough, gold correcting down below its May anchor. Yeah, gold interestingly enough is looking to pinch over on the monthly, seeing some very tall wicks on gold on the monthly. Look at the 2 week, you got a red dot. Weekly still descending, may lose the 60 line. And look, the daily is also not looking too hot for now. So not sure if this is a bottom point quite yet for gold. Silver's monthly looks like it's still got a little more room to the upside though. Looks like it's not fully tired. It doesn't look as tired as gold, but it still doesn't look that hot either. What about platinum, man? We've been watching the platinum. Looks like platinum did end up having a bit of a correction. It's been a couple days since I watched platinum. Overall, still bullish on this setup, guys. I mean, it looks like metals in general having a bit of a pullback down because they were riding pretty high. So you're expecting maybe a 10% pullback on these metals and then further continuation up, because I mean, look at platinum. You got this nice rounded formation, anchors underneath it, strong price action underneath some bullish anchors that are sloped up. So I'm anticipating platinum to settle out around like 980 level, you know, go down there and then start working its way back up. Having a hard time placing anchors on gold, so we'll just we'll skip past that for now. But it looks like gold is just having a pretty substantial swing trade to the downside before further continuation to the upside. OG Blockchain says, when trading on Mexi, they cancel out your trade every time a trigger alert pops up. I don't know what to think sometimes. Got you. Yeah. Mexi's been like given it. They're gonna give you trouble, bro. They're on ass, man. They are on demon time now. And you guys are asking about taxes. Don't ask FloppingGroper about taxes, bro. I'm the last person on earth that you want to get tax advice from. Yeah, not a financial advisor. Let's look at, how's the NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ, similar to the S&P, had a little bit of a correction here. Overall in that bigger uptrend, but you see the daily showing signs of weakness in the short term, just like the S&P. S&P has a lot of rising up-sloped anchors helping it out. So far, we just dumped down to the previous week's anchor, so could find a bottom here at this current level at 52.52. This could be the end, but who knows, man? We'll see. We may fall back down to that May anchor, but I believe that May is going to continue to be bullish, and then we don't see a correction to that May anchor until June.
That's better, CJ. This is cool.
Yeah. All right. What else do we got going on here, man?
Hold up.
Let's check the flows, man. Let's check the flows. We got an update on the let's see if there's ETF flows. I guess we're gonna have to be watching ETH ETF inflows soon enough here. That's another thing, is like the ETFs get approved, but it's like, let's see the money. Show me the money, Stotch, you know? So it makes sense that price could have some issues until we start seeing the money coming in and the stuff performing. What happens if I click Ethereum ETF? This is crazy, dude. Okay. Okay, so if we look at the Bitcoin flows, they were looking real good. They had a quick turn up on the 21st, which looked hopeful for us for it to go higher, but then it came down along with that Bitcoin correction. So a little bit concerning. We'll see if the flows can pick back up. But it looks like the flows are aiming down for now. But this is also delayed data. And with that, let's go into the chart recommendations here. I'm just going to do a couple. I'm going to cherry pick this time. Going to cherry pick. Make sure you guys pick the best coins you want me to look at. Look at some coins for you. And only if I like you. Only if I like you. Man, what's FFIE, bro? What's FFIE? Faraday Future Intelligent Electric. Sheesh, man, what a pump on that one. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't trust shit like this because this is such an established downtrend that this is the stuff that gets shorted down. So I would be very careful of this. Very careful of this. In terms of buying cheap stocks, you know, you got to be really careful, man. You gotta. I like looking at performance. I like seeing us over a green DBSI. You know, so you're in an established downtrend, and so like there's so much hidden, there's so many wave justifications for this to go down. You know, like for instance, there's like hidden bearish divergence here, like basically every red dot is a hidden bear div right now in relation to that low, right? Because you're higher up here, so it's like all the lasers are focused on this wick, and there's just a lot of momentum bearing down on that, man. Imagine a big fat guy just laying on you, bro. That's what this chart looks like to me. So, you know, the old FloppingGroper would see this and be like, you know what, maybe there's some hope. BitBoy green dots in bullish divergence, right? But the new FloppingGroper, I like to see green DBSI beneath us. I like to see anchored VWAPs underneath us. So this is I personally would not touch this with the 10-foot pole. All In wants me to look at CAW. Not familiar with this one, but let's see. Check it out. Let's check it out. A hunter's dream, bro? Well, it sounds interesting. Is that what call is, bro? A hunter's dream? Oh, crow with knife. Is this crow with knife? Got you, man. Okay, okay. Crow with knife is like an interesting meme token that I've only heard a little bit about. I hope this is the right chart, bro. Doing really good on its May anchor and its April anchor. So this is a strong one, man. The crow with knife is looking good. Looking good on the daily. Little bit of short-term turbulence, but your weekly is saved. Pretty bullish on that. Got a nice looks like you got this like neckline here, right? Something's about to explode here. You've got basically a setup for something crazy on that call. Let me know what you think. When Ross X wants me to look at Axelar. Another one I have not heard of. I like charts that look different, man. I like what I'm seeing in terms of it looks like a challenge. We're gonna tackle it here. Let's see the May underperforming in May. Q2 so far looking like a loser. Yeah, I mean it's definitely has been losing, right? But you are seeing some standard bull div down here. I'm just not sure about this project, man. I'm not sold on how good it is, but you're at some pretty tough lows. It's up to you if you want to knife catch, save this thing, or if you want to wait for the like some sort of Godwick back up above those anchors to get it into a better posture for like a larger swing momentum play. But I would just be careful on this one. Terrible things can happen when you slip below all these anchors like this. Ed Camp wants me to look at UNFI. Looking at this one for Ed here. Little bit of bearish anchor trigger going on, like off the year to date. You know, we haven't really overcome the idea that UNFI is having a shite year. So we rally up to this point, and you see an anchor wave over here from March, and we're getting the trigger wave. So I actually anticipate in the medium term a short from this level, especially with that red DBSI. That being said, your May has been pretty positive. The quarterly has been positive. So maybe you have a better Q3. Maybe Q3 this shit comes back. But for the time being, seems like some real bad pressure, downward pressure off the year to date, pushing it down. A red DBSI on the daily, pushing it down. Freestyling guy says CVP. Let's look at CVP. We are big pimping tonight, man. I love this DJ Smokey. Here's another case of, you know, you got a red DBSI. You got price action underneath. Some sideways to down anchors. So swing trade to the upside, momentum play up. Not really, man. It's a momentum-driven asset class. You want to find things you can buy the top on, right? So that's not what we have here. We see a little bit of weakness. Let's check the weekly. Weekly has a little bit of a ways to go before I'm sold on that weekly. Lots of other charts that look a lot more saved than that, for sure. So CVP, man, not a winner in my book. Not a winner in my book. I like to see some strength. Gas, Mr. Gas wants me to look at COQ. COQ Inu. Is this like a Shiba Inu clone or something, bro? I'm just totally guessing. Not too much weekly data. I'm gonna see if there's any better charts. No, yes, it seems like it's just a pretty new coin. Let's see. Give me my anchored VWAP, damn it. That's always a bummer, man, when you can't generate an anchored VWAP. Sometimes it's just like the exchange data. It's like bad exchange data. There we go. Looking like it's doing good on Mexi. It's doing good on its May anchor. Still making a case, busting through that Q2, bro. But good amount of upside on here, man. You know, like, especially if you can come over that Q2 anchor. What's that price? It's like 0.0. There's so many zeros here, man. This is a lot of zeros on this one, bro. Potential upside for you, man, if you can come over the Q2 anchor. So slap an anchor on April 1st on this one. Set an alert on that. If we overcome that, that's a lot of potential strength swing play to the upside for you. Oh, got you. It's a meme coin on AVAX. Got big money behind it. Got you. Yeah, if this is a coin that you guys are thinking could be a winner, I would say that I would slap an alert right here on that Q2 anchor. And if it can come over that's some good strength. That'd be enough for me to be sold on this kind of ripping up through that old downtrend. Man, anybody coming in to show some love, I appreciate you. Brendan Schumacher says, is this your YouTube or SoundCloud? This is the Saudi DJ Smokey Radio, man. Nostalgia trap. This is the shit that I was struggling through college to pay rent, working odd jobs and doing whatever I had to do just to eat, man. This is like from the good old days, man. It's the old school vibes. Let's look at Tezos for SBCA. Let's look at Tezos. Been a while since I heard about Tezos. Last time I heard about Tezos, it was like God, it's been a long time, man. No wonder. Bouncing off of its May anchor after having kind of a shoddy first half of May, we start rallying up. Potential little scalp play, just up to its Q2, a little 6.7% move there. But you are in a downtrend, so this is forming a bottoming pattern. So you could get that move up, right, to the Q2 anchor, but then it's gonna continue to kind of do some shit until an eventual breakup point in that bullish scenario. But you guys see that the DBSI still sloped down, so You know, there could be some long plays in Tezos, but I would definitely take profit on them. And I would wait for some much stronger structure. Like you have on the 1 day, some anchor wave, right? But you need like a convincing trigger wave over here, and for that DBSI to flatten out before this chart has any kind of chance of going up. Let's look at near for Lolo here. Let's look at near. And yeah, man, I hope you guys like the analysis. I give you anchors that you can slap down yourself because it's a dynamic level, right? So after today, these numbers are going to be different. You know what I'm saying? But you at least know, like, to place an anchored VWAP on April 1st, and that is your level, man. That's your level to watch for strength to be achieved or lost or whatever. So, I mean, you see my logic. You see, like, to create an upside target, I like to take the quarter or the month that we're in, click that anchor and enable those band multipliers. That gives you a good idea of like how hard something could run. And overall, we want to see an anchor sloped up, right? So like, you know, here on near, its Q2 anchor is sloped up. So even though the price isn't directly interacting with it, I love to see anchor sloped up. That lends credence to the upside. You see on near here a up-sloped DBSI line, that 200 EMA sloped up. So and also, what is this, the year to date? What is this shit? Okay, looks like this yellow line is the year to date. That's where we found that bottom. Overall, man, I'm pretty bullish on this one. Pretty bullish overall. Looks like bit of a dip on the 65-minute. But your planning time frames, the planning time frames look really good. You know, coming over, getting a bounce, you know, as we approach the ascending Q2 anchor, we're getting a really tall wick shooting us back up. Potential trigger wave on the 6 hour. I think you could make a play. I think you can make a 20% play up to the volatility band. Create a new high. Just because of how the anchors look. That's that anchor strength I love to see. Brendan Schumacher says, if this is a SoundCloud playlist, can you drop a link? All you got to do is you're going to search Smokin' Exotic by Saudi Ari and just play the radio for that, man. And you'll have the ultimate track. It's basically an all-purpose. This music is all-purpose, man. I hike to it. I do burpees to it. So it's like it gets you in the vibe to grind out some physical exercise for a long time, but it's also chill. So I read charts to it. You could dance to it at a house party. Like it just really does everything for me, man. Hate to be a shill, but that's my shit, man. That's my jams. But yeah, near looking strong. Turbo Daddy, let's look at Turbo for you, man. He's the Turbo Daddy, and he's, oh my gosh, man. Yeah, we gotta always look at this every day, man. It keeps pumping. Weekly still, man, I wonder if it can break that all-time high, man. That would be crazy. I do see like an uptrend in blue wave, so you got a little bit of like room to go before that gets topped out there. Looking strong, man, looking strong. Nice, bro. Let's take a look at Phantom for Mr. WJSP. I own some Phantom, so I'm invested in this one, man. I want some Phantom. I want Phantom to do well here. So looks like our year to date, we are well over the year to date, well over the May anchor. Looks like we want to come and tap down on that Q2 and May anchor convergent level here. Very strong level in terms of dynamic volume weighted support. And you see that with the candle action. You see a candle coming down, wicking down there, and the body's holding over a green DBSI. This is the setup for a potential very nice long position. If we can just get over the intraday, like we go on the 65-minute, you want to see Phantom come over the intraday. I want to see a trigger wave here form with the price trending up, and you've got a real nice swing play back up to the highs. At least 10% profit, if not like a 20%. But it's still cooking though. I want to see anchor trigger on that. But I do like the candle strength off of the Q2 and the May anchor, bro. Definitely, it's two important key levels that I very much respect. So I would expect, if I was a betting man, I would expect this to hold, you know, come over here and do this kind of thing. And we do see an eventual trigger wave, some sort of like something like that, where you get an uptrend in blue wave, an uptrend in red money flow. But personally, I would not pull the trigger on that until I see trigger wave and until I see some strength over the intraday. That way, I want the intraday trading volume in my favor to initiate a long. An example of this playing out, like of that logic playing out on the opposite side of things would be like, you know, like let's say you were short here off this, like you see the momentum coming down, right? So you could enter a short, but for me, like I love to see the candles very clearly closing under the intraday, like either over here, or you could catch it on this big wick. And once you get that, like you see how that leads to further continuation down. So waiting, even though you get the sign on the waves, waiting for the intraday to get you in can save you a lot of time and risk on the trade duration and volatility. Yeah. SBCA wants me to look at CRV, curved Dow token. All right, let's take a look at it, man. Lolo, thanks for the nice comment. Your workout today with the weights was fire. Thank you. Yeah, today I went on a hike in the desert this morning with a weighted vest on, 30-pound weighted vest. Did those weighted push-ups, and like, man, those weighted push-ups really, like, you feel it in like your elbow, you know, at the top of those reps and shit. So definitely looking forward to a good night's sleep, man. See how I feel tomorrow, because I feel pretty beat up, not gonna lie. The lunges also, like, that I was doing in the gym, I'm slowly figuring this shit out for all of us. Like, I'm gonna create like a workout program that we can all do in like, so in 15 minutes you hit your full body, and then you can get back to trading, bro. That's what I like. That's what I want to accomplish, is like the ultimate trading Chad workout program, where like just do like 100 of these style burpees with lunges or some shit with a jump up or whatever, and like your whole body's sore and like it's fully functional and you could do it anywhere. That's the kind of fitness shit I'm on now. Like I'm kind of done bodybuilding and you know, doing all that shit. You know, you don't have to take steroids, you don't have to go to a gym. You just have to have that willpower, bro. You gotta be, it's like you're in prison, bro. You gotta put on the orange pants and get that work done, man. So looking at CRV, let's look at the macro here. CRV in a massive downtrend, and so this is all going to be in the context of a downtrend here, but it looks like it's having a good May. It is coming up over that Q2 anchor, so we're starting to see, I do like the candle action here. We come up over Q2, we dump down to May, but then we pump up again, so now we're back over Q2. That's a good sign. So judging by that sign, I would say that, you know, overall bullish, no, not quite. But I would expect that long scalp to play out for that 20% or so long play back up towards the bearish daily 200 EMA and your bearish intraday, or sorry, the bearish anchored VWAP here. So 0.56, 0.55, 55 cents is pretty much my target on that before shit would look a little bit weird. I'd be getting a lot weird on that. I'd want to dump it at around those levels, not gonna lie. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin again. See if anything new on Bitcoin is happening. Okay. So to anyone who was not here at the start of the stream, we got a relatively healthy move to the downside here. What happened is, like, you know, here was our previous week's anchored VWAP, the pink line here. We run a little too crazy off this, and see, we get a whole new week. This blue line was this week. And so, you know, this runs up, and first thing I'm thinking is, man, what we really got to do is we got to dump down right to that pink line. We got to sweep these old lows and dig in and earn how far we've come. And that would actually be the start of a bullish setup. And so we do get that correction. You get the anchor, you get the trigger action, you slip under the intraday. You guys see the whole setup here playing out, you know. And so we do dump down to that previous week's anchor. And I posted in my VIP today that I like the candle strength here. But what we're seeing right now is simply anchor wave. And so I think what we're seeing is, you know, we're going to dig in on these levels. We're going to dig in on the previous week's anchor and the all-time high anchor, which is that orange anchor place, that Bitcoin's all-time high. That's a very important anchor for us to hold over. So we really got to hold over 66,224, the all-time high anchor. But what I would really like to see is we just hold over this 66,942 level, the previous week's anchor, and we don't go down there again. So I would expect this level to hold, but right now we're seeing some pretty big candles. Not really sure, man. Not really sure. My theory is that you know, like, we remain bullish through the remainder of May, and then in June we correct down to this green anchor. But just know, guys, that we could dump all the way down to 64,118 on Bitcoin, that May anchor, and still technically remain bullish, still technically remain in a structure where we are looking for bullish setups if we hold over 64,118. But right now, yeah, it looks like we are just we're under the intraday, just digging in these lows. I guess we'll have to see tomorrow morning if you know, something cooks up in terms of like an anchor trigger wave, or like on the 6 hour, if this can round out. All of a sudden you got hidden bull divs backing you up on a swing long. The weekly is safe, so the weekly does have your back, but I would say that the monthly does not. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of the cards stacked in the favor of longs. Not as decisive as other points in history I've been through. You've got a mixed bag. The weekly's got your back, the monthly does not. So, but I would expect us to hold the previous week's anchor and the all-time high anchor and just simply continue up for the rest of May. That's where I'm leaning on Bitcoin. Looking a little scary now, but we are holding these lows, right? That pink line dynamic support holding, so far holding, but if we dump down, you do have backup down at that wick low right there. But things would be a little weird, you know, short term if we punctured that line and this wick. This looks like candlestick strength, right? So for that to just dump down, if we just dump down right back to that point, that would kind of undo that candlestick strength and be very concerning in the short term. But I think that we could very much hold this pink line and just simply remain sideways, and at some point tomorrow we get anchor trigger and we get a long play digging in to the upside. Yeah, because we already swept these lows down here, right? We already came and wiped out a lot of people who FOMO'd in at these lows, FOMO'd in at the top. We squeezed those people out. We hit their stop. So it seems to me like an enticing point to go back up. But that's just me, guys. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take a look at it tomorrow, man. I'll wake up in the morning, plan my workout, and I'll make a little note about the markets, and I'll talk about the markets. I'll be going live on Instagram, doing another workout, and I'll upload it to YouTube. And then I'll be suited up tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna suit up tomorrow, and we'll do maybe like a market cipher Q&A or something. Depends on how exciting everything is. Like if it's a boring day, then I'll just do a Q&A, and if it's an exciting day, then we'll just have like an exciting day of analysis, I guess. But I think that's it for me tonight. Just the last thing I want to go over is if you're interested in market cipher, use code Titanic, 15% off. Click the link in my description so I get credit for the sale. And check us out, man. Best tools in the biz, the oscillators, getting us through this bull market, doing a damn good job. And if you're curious about my VIP, you could shoot me an email at nickcipherfg@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.